A wonderful evening to you all. So I have this question that I want us to solve quickly, a physics question that I want us to solve. That is on a velocity time graph. So please, you can just tell me if you're able to get me to your end so that we can quickly move into the question and of course start answering the question. But before then, this is the timetable. This is our timetable for online lessons, as you can see. So we have the classes that start 12 hours. So 12 is the starting time. So the one that start 12 hours is ends at 13 hours, which means each class is 1 hour. Then the other one that start 13 hours ends 14 hours. Then we have, that is for the afternoon. So for the evening, it start 19 hours to 20 hours, from 20 hours to 21, from 21 to 22. So this is how our classes are. So if you want to register with us, you can contact the number 0976 402563 and we'll be glad to service you. So we have started lessons for both GCE and internal, those that are writing in November. And those that are writing in November, as you know, you barely have some time. So this is the only time to start. So do not delay to start. You are disadvantaging yourself and you're not being fair to yourself, because at the end of the day, things might be difficult. School has to be done once and for all. So start with preparation. Okay, so let us get into the question and look at the question. So please be able to confirm that you're able to get me clearly so that we can proceed and just look at the question that we have, or start answering the question that we have. I know it came just as unannounced, but we just have to be ready anytime to learn. Okay, so here is the question, and this one came in 2023. That is 2023 GCE. That was on section C, where you are required to choose the question. And these are the questions that you get free marks, 10 marks for free. So let us look at the question. The first question is, calculate the acceleration of the car in the first 2 seconds. So in the first 2 seconds, if you have to look at the graph, in the first 2 seconds, it ends there. So the first 2 seconds starting from here all the way up to there. So you're just looking at this part here. So calculating the acceleration here, you know that is a velocity time graph, and you know that acceleration is the rate of change of velocity, So now, how do you calculate acceleration? So acceleration for A is equals to what? Final velocity, which is V, minus, that is initial velocity represented as U, then divide the time. In this case, what is the final velocity? What is the initial velocity? So as you can see, the graph is starting from the start, from the origin here. So initial is 0 and final where it ends there in the first 2 seconds, which is 30. So you're going to say 30 minus 0. And you know that all this is meter per second. Divide, what is the time? Time is 2 seconds, as they've indicated. So now 30 minus 0 is just the same as 30. Divide 2, it is going to give us 15 meter per second square. Okay? So what are the steps that you follow? You need to write the formula first. You replace in the formula and you can find the final answer. So these are all marks. Okay, if I was marking, I would give you a 0.5 for the formula, a 0.5 for replacing, then a 1 for the final answer, which gives us 2 marks. Explain why the acceleration is 0 meter per second between 2 seconds and 4 seconds. So between 2 seconds and 4 seconds, which means right here, explain why the acceleration is 0. Now, to make sense of this, you need to know what acceleration is, the rate of change of velocity. Okay, so look at this point. From here, what is the velocity? 30. Then if we are to follow it here, it's in the same line, 30. So initial is 30, final, initial is 30, final is 30. Then time even if there's time here, which is 2 seconds, on top it will be 0, divide 2, which gives us 0 meter per second. Now, what is the explanation? The explanation is simply there's no change in velocity. There is no change in velocity. Hence, acceleration is what? Is 0. So this is how you explain. Okay? Then calculate the displacement of the car while its velocity was increasing. Calculate the displacement of the car while its velocity was increasing. Now, when you look at the graphs, where you find increasing velocity is where it is going straight like that. Okay? So within this part, that is where the velocity was increasing. Now, the question is calculate the displacement. Now, you know that displacement is a distance traveled in a specified direction. So the keyword here is a distance. So now how do you find the distance under the graph or the velocity time graph? The distance, you simply find the area of the shape that is formed. So you're saying when it was increasing, so which means it's in the first 2 seconds, right here. So the area of this shape here is the displacement. And what is the shape? This is a right angle triangle. How do you find its area? So right angle triangle, the area is equals to half base times height. And therefore the displacement here, which is distance, is going to be half base times what? Height. Base is this part, height is this part. So now, what is it if we replace? What is the base? The base is 2. What is the height? The height is 30. These 2 and these 2 cancels, so you're going to remain with 30 meter. Okay, so you need to move at a fast, you need to calculate, you need to move at a fast pace because you don't have all the time in an exam. So as we teach you, as we do the tuitions, we even tell you how to strategize, how to, that is maximize on time or how to handle time during an exam, because during that time your anxiety and all that. So how to handle time, how to do all those sort of things. On top of that, we also offer mentorship in the case of those who feel defeated with the school, those who feel that it's too late, those who feel, you know, they cannot do it, they are not intelligent enough, you know, there are those feelings. So we also offer mentorship program for free if you register under our tuitions. So please, that is how you calculate. But remember, your information is supposed to be presented nicely. So the first thing, you write the formula, you replace, then you find the final answer. So up to D, calculate the resultant force on this car during the acceleration. Okay? Calculate the resultant force on this car during the acceleration. So here it is acceleration, this is deceleration. So they are saying during acceleration, so which means this part. Now, what is the relationship that is there between force and acceleration? This is expressed in the second law of motion, that is Newton's second law of motion. I hope you know it. So force is equals to mass times acceleration. Mass is supposed to be in kg always. So if it's not in kg, you have to convert it in kg. Are we given the mass of a car? Yes, we are given as 1,200. Are we given the acceleration here? We've calculated it, is right here. So now here, the mass is 1,200 kg multiplied by what? A 15 meter per second square. If we were to multiply here quickly, what is it going to give you as the force? So the force is measured in Newton, remember? So force in Newton. So we have 1,200 multiply 15. So for me, it's giving me 18,000. Confirm what is giving you. For me, I'm getting 18,000. So Newton, that is the force. Distinguish between speed and velocity. So what are the differences? Distinguishing is to look at the differences between speed and velocity. Now, one of the differences is that speed is always positive. Velocity can either be negative or positive. Okay, why is it so? Speed is a scalar quantity. It only has magnitude without direction. but velocity has both magnitude and direction. So when there's a change in direction, velocity becomes negative. So that is something that you should take note. And I've just given out also the other difference. The other difference is that speed is the scalar quantity, whereas velocity is a vector quantity. So those are the two differences that we can look at. But here you're just asked to give or distinguish, which means only one difference. So if you write any of the two that I've given out, then we are good to go. Then the other question, which is the last one, which is F, calculate the displacement of the car for the whole journey. So displacement is the distance for the whole journey. How are we going to calculate the distance? How many marks are they? 2 marks. So one way to calculate the displacement, you know that it's a distance for the whole, it's the area for the whole of this shape. So one way to calculate it, you can calculate the area of this triangle plus the area of this rectangle plus the area of this triangle. Then you add them. But of course, we have the quickest one. The whole of this shape is a trapezium. So this is A, this is B, and this is the height. So how do you calculate the distance or the area of the trapezium? So in this case, we are going to say distance is equals to half A plus B multiply height. This is the formula. But when you're calculating area, you put A here. But in this case, we are looking at distance. So now, what are we going to do? Half, what is our A? Our A is from here up to there, from 4 to 4. From 2 to 4. There's a difference of a 2. Plus, what about our B? Is from here all the way up to there, which is 8. Then what about the height? From here all the way to there, which is 30. So 2 and 30 remains 15. So what is inside here is 10. Then multiply 50 or 15. This gives us 150 meter. If you calculate it separately, should be able to give you 150 meter. Okay, so that is where we we've fully answered this question. We have fully answered this question just within some minutes. So that is how easy it is. So please, if you are interested in the online tuitions or the lessons, you can contact us. We get to solve a lot of questions, exam questions. So we solve a lot of exam questions so that by the time you'll be in an exam room, you'd have prepared intensively. Okay? Okay, so the reason why the car had 0 velocity, yes, you are correct, because the car was at constant velocity, which is just the same. There was no change in velocity. Okay? So please, let us meet in the next one. And of course, the next one, I'm planning of teaching organic chemistry for the whole, for the whole month. I guess we can do organic chemistry. I've done already the questions. I've done the questions. That is from 2015 to 2023. So I've answered all the questions and the video is right here on YouTube. So if you've not viewed that, I think that is just the one that is on, when you just click on my channel, it's the first video that will receive you. It's about 3 hours. So the questions are answered. But of course, I want to teach the whole topic, starting from the scratch up to the end. So please, this is the information that you need to share with others. Let us keep connected. If I can help you to get a distinction, then I'll be cool. So let us make an effort to share also, so that we grow the platform. We get to help a lot of people. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one.